Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Episode 521 coming at you in your ears of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing, recorded live from the corners of the Dakotas. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
What did the old computer lady say at the beginning of the podcast?
Thank you for listening to Massenomics.
Or that was at
with
the end,
your
maybe.
ears.
Was that at the end?
I think it was at the ears. Yeah. Or at the end, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So what was the intro again?
The Massenomics podcast, the world's strongest podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
That was Tyler, though, actually.
Yeah. His little jingle.
What was it? Someone said our YouTube jingle that we use in a lot of gym tours was on a Toyota commercial.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something
Toyota
like
one, yeah. Which I'll say it again here, in case anyone's wondering, because we run such a high budget production over here. Basically, all of our music is just taken from the royalty-free section of YouTube. They have an audio library because not only is it free, but it also will pass the YouTube copyright test because it's really annoying to put a video out there and then have it flagged for copyright.
Yeah,
and not get paid anything on it, which there was a few times we did that. And I'm like, well, I'm not going down this road anymore. So we just take the free songs out of there, and the kind of the standard intro music and outro music we use in our videos. I have heard that on like a women's clothing commercial one time. Someone heard it on a Toyota commercial recently. And yeah, like it's there for the taking. Anyone can grab it.
Right.
But the funny part is that these giant brands are also grabbing
using the
the
same
free
thing we are.
music. Yeah. Like multi-billion-dollar multinational companies.
Toyota.
And they're like, yep, you know what? Get the free stuff and just do it.
I guess we're on par with Toyota.
Right. Yeah, we have similar
That's
tastes.
my takeaway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. What else I want you to be hearing is something about our newest sponsor of the show. This is actually exciting news. Our newest sponsor of the show is EliteFTS.com. You guessed it. They're our newest sponsor. They've been coming out with some new products lately over at EliteFTS.com. They got some of the old favorites like bands and stuff, but they've got like this Belden bar. It's have you seen this Belden bar that they recently came out with here?
No, I have not seen about this or heard about this.
It's a interesting little unit. I'll just leave it up to the listeners to go to EliteFTS.com and check out the Belden.
Is this on the homepage or where are you seeing this at?
Yeah, it's on the homepage. It's one of the hero. There's 3 hero images that are scrolling through a little too fast for my liking. But
damn.
Yeah. It's
hell
like
is
the
that?
principle. I think it has to do with the principal from Saved by the Bell.
I kind of might know that joke, but I'm just going to take your word for it. I can picture the guy, but I can't think of his actual name.
R.I.P. Screech, am I right?
Yes, exactly.
Was Screech bad in real life?
I don't know. Didn't he make a sex tape or something?
I think that is at the very least he at least made a sex tape, but was he a straight up scumbag?
I don't know. See, I was never really a Saved by the Bell fan, so I was not keeping up on.
Brian said he stabbed someone.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
okay. Ryan said, yeah. So sounds like scumbag confirmed. Live listener confirmed. Screech was actually a scumbag.
This is what happens when people just make fun of you on a sitcom for the first 10 years of your life.
You grow up to be the Screech guy. Not a scumbag, Dave Tate. EliteFTS.com. Use discount code MASS10. It'll save you 10% on most things, potentially even the Screech Belden bar.
This episode is also brought to you by the Strength Co. Where does Saved by the Bell? Where does that take place, Tanner?
Bayside,
California.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Strength Co is also in California.
Cali, SoCal. I would, if I had to guess. I wonder if it's by St. Diego or something like that.
Seems like
Bayside.
it would be.
Bayside's not even a real place, I am assuming, right?
Well, according to Google, it's an unincorporated community in California, but it seems like it'd just be a really easy name to make up. Like that they didn't actually mean that. Yeah. But the Strength Co. is located in California, and they make the best damn Olympic iron plates that are made in America to be found in any gym. And why are their plates good? They're smooth, yet easy to grip. They're black. They're E-coated. They're made to last a lifetime, and they're also made to look great in your gym. And that's my gym, Massenomics gym, your home gym, wherever you're listening from. They will look great in your gym. I've got a full set of them. Tanner's got like 10 full sets of them, and they've held up to the years of abuse. So get yourself
an odd number of 45-pound Strength Co. plates for what that's worth.
Oh, it looks good though. When I was in the gym the other day, I'm like, man, this looks really good on here. But get a pair for yourself, thestrength.co, and you won't regret it.
Do you know who Mario Lopez is?
Yeah.
Is AC Slater?
Yes.
He looks
the same.
That guy does not age.
No.
I think actually, it's insane. I think that guy looks younger the older he gets.
He's aging in reverse. He's Benjamin Button.
We all need whatever he's got. Like
Take
he's got to be like
those.
50.
Probably. Let's see. Age. 52. Yeah.
52.
Wow.
Mario Lopez.
Hashtag goals, am I right?
Yeah. I'm about as straight as they come, but that's a handsome man for 52.
But Mario Lopez is Mario Lopez.
I'm not gay. He cleaned
Just
my
let it be
shaft with the barbell rescue
Let it
brush.
be known that Tanner is as straight as they come. Like, we got to get it out there, but with all due respect.
But if it comes to Mario Lopez, that's a whole different story.
And nothing that he said there is gay, because he is as straight as they come.
If you have to preface anything with like, listen, I'm as straight as they come, that might be an indicator of something.
You know what straight guys don't do is qualify how straight they are before they say something.
That's kind of true for basically anything, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. Yeah, episode 521. We are going to get Big Nate on, the technical guy, Big Nate, in a little bit to talk about some gym radar development process, and I don't know what it was like going through some of that stuff and where we're headed next. But first, we've got some other stuff to get through, don't we?
Oh man, we do. This top one might be a title topic for another day.
Yeah,
maybe.
I wondered if that screams a title topic.
It's
to
just
me,
screaming it from the mountaintop. Yeah, so let's move that one down. We don't want to waste that right now.
Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that one. Anything else catching your eye on there?
Oh God, there's several things in here that I don't know what they are. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. Do you know about Diamond Gym?
You know, I've seen some of the stuff for it. Isn't it just like a hardcore gym where they make you just train really hard and
they scream at you a lot and stuff?
Yeah, that's kind of the extent of what I know. I didn't look into it any more than that, but that was what
I've never watched the YouTube videos, but like they'll get celebrities in there and then they'll scream at them and they like.
Oh, do they actually have a YouTube channel and everything? Or
I don't know if it's their channel or just everyone has a video with their.
Okay, that's what I wasn't sure.
I actually don't know because I haven't watched them. But they scream at you and make you go to like RPE 10 over and over and over again with no breaks, and you can't drink water and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing because I don't actually know because I've never watched it. I guess it's like you too, but you know what I'm talking about without even.
Yeah, just because I see like right now they're just making the rounds as far as the people doing commentary videos about them.
Right. It sure seems like it's making the rounds. That's my only comment on that.
At first I thought it was a new thing, but I don't know if it actually is, right? It's been around a while, hasn't it?
I would assume it's been around a while, but I would say their notoriety is probably within the last couple of years, though. Or
yeah, and I feel like the peak window was 2 weeks ago to be talking about them. We've already missed the boat.
They're on
the other side of the curve here, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I just had something. Oh, that reminded me of something. Speaking of the curve, I feel like I never hear anything about Kyrikos Grizzly anymore.
You know, that's a good point because you brought him up in the Gunnar Peterson video. Remember that at the very end?
Yeah.
And I went and got a clip of him, and it brought back all these memories. And same thing, you know, he had his peak at the Arnold that year. It was with Rascal.
That was the perfect timing for someone to bring him in.
Oh man, people
absolute
were
perfect timing.
all over that, and it's definitely quieted down since then.
It has, hasn't it? Like, that's just not something I'm just making up in my head? Would you say the same?
I think very much so. People did their thing with him, and then they've moved on now.
Like, if he was at the Arnold this year, it wouldn't have been near as big of a deal as when he was a couple years ago.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I still think people would be, flagging him down, but it was a big deal that one year.
It was like he was one of the most popular people in the whole building.
It seemed like it. It did.
If not like outside of course, Arnold and a couple other people, like he was up there with one of the biggest tickets to get
everyone
to
we
talk
talked to was like, look at my picture with Grizzly. Like, that was
yes. And then the one other one to go along with my trifecta of these things I'm mentioning. Do you know who Malibu Max is? As long as we're talking about people as they're on their already peaked and on their way down.
I saw Malibu Max in there, and I really thought you were going to talk about the just a couple of years that Chevy made a Malibu station wagon known as the Malibu Max.
No.
I really thought, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what a Malibu Max is?
I know what that vehicle is. I didn't know what that's called, though.
It's called the Chevrolet Malibu Max with two X's.
You got to look it up to make sure.
Look it up. You know, we're Malibu people. We're Chevy people on this podcast. We're wagon people. The Malibu Max, man. That was one of my guesses when you said you got a wagon, and
that's the Chevy Freestyle.
It is. It was, back when they really know how to do it. The Max SS, I mean, come on, does it get any better than that?
That SS would probably be pretty sweet. Put some rims on that.
That's what I thought for sure. You had some commentary on the Malibu Max, the Chevy Malibu Max from
I actually completely forgot about this car existing, but when you said it, that's wild that this was a car.
So
I wonder what sold more, the Malibu Max, the Ford Freestyle. What sold more units?
Probably the Ford Freestyle, because I actually still
it had
see
to
those.
have. I'm just, but is it just because we're so hyper aware of the Ford Freestyle?
No, because I'm still aware of the Malibu Max. I
haven't seen one of these in Aberdeen ever. I don't think.
No, I knew one person in high school that had one of these, and at the time I thought it was a pretty weird vehicle, and I have not seen one of these in so long, but I still see freestyles all the time.
Nate says his parents had one, so we can talk about that in a little bit today. No, Malibu Max. You know the guy I'm talking about? You're not aware of this guy?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. So is this the guy with the bleached blonde hair? Yeah. And wasn't he lying about, wasn't there some stolen valor or something there of?
Yeah, he'd said he had took an IED explosion to the face. I might have facts wrong, so don't, because I'm
that's the story I heard too with this whole thing.
And then it was determined that did not happen. He got drunk and fell down and chipped a tooth.
Yes.
While in the service, while I don't know what branch he was in, if he was in the Army or what branch it was, but Goob did videos on him, I think, and other people found out too. But I think prior to that, the perception of him is people like him because he's like really positive and he doesn't have anything bad to say about anyone. Okay. He obviously has an interesting look to him because of the plastic surgery that's gone on, that he's like, his face is in a permanent smile, which is
okay. I didn't know how that part worked out for sure.
Yeah, I guess that's what's going on, but he seems to be continuing to go on even after this.
It's just weird how all these people just randomly pick up this wave of, because I'm looking like his posts, he didn't really have posts until like a month or two ago, unless he went and deleted a bunch of stuff.
He might have. Maybe it is just a couple months old. I feel like
you check. He has a couple posts from like 44 weeks ago, which are his very first posts. He has like 3-4 posts from there, and then his most recent posts are. I don't know. I guess I'm reading that wrong. No, it's like his posting basically started 40 weeks ago, and then it just blows up from there. But actually, really, no. It's like 44 weeks ago, then like 39 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden it's 8 weeks ago, and it's just nonstop. So somehow you just magically blow up at 8 weeks. It's kind of the Liver King thing where it's like, I don't know. Like, are you playing dumb here, or did you actually have a team behind you that was like pulling all the right levers to make this blow up?
That would be a very
Because
legitimate
it's
question.
really hard to go viral and gain followers now, like harder than ever. Not that it can't be done, but honestly, the more plausible theory is that you were working with a marketing team and they put some PR stuff out there like to really pump the viral lever.
Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
believe. That's what I believe at the end of the day. No one goes viral anymore. You just pay money.
A couple other follows that I'm enjoying is, I think I told you about Larry one time, right?
Yes, we talked about Larry.
So Lawrence Betts, LAWRENCEBETZ. Check Lawrence out sometime. Larry Betts, Larry BETZ _ Sedona.
Okay. Yep.
I've had some DMing back and forth with old Larry even after I got into his videos.
Mm-hmm.
I won't even spoil too much of the surprise, but worth a check on some of his stuff. But I noticed at one point in time, he's in a home gym with some Kaiser equipment behind it. So I'm like, Larry, you have a home gym with cool equipment. I'm like, where do you live? Because we do gym tours around the country about home gym equipment. And he DM'd me actually because he said he was just appreciative that I was being nice in his comments because, he said IG can be pretty brutal sometimes. And I imagine it's pretty brutal sometimes for Larry based on the comment section that I
I've
read
read several of those comments.
Yeah. The one other thing, and I don't know if I've ever put you on this, but I've been, I think I've got Ryan on to her account, and I know I send Ross it all the time. I send my wife all the time, and my wife now sends her friends. It's Brenda K Music. So Brenda, then CAY Music. Brenda is a country music singer, I guess is what you would classify her genre.
Got her pulled up here.
Yeah, and I didn't really think it was genuinely real at first, and I've later since decided it is real. She's a songwriter who started and I don't know if she's possibly written some songs for people before that have been popular or not, but she's been making her own Instagram music videos.
Okay. I'm kind of like watching one here, but
You also have to listen.
Okay, maybe that's part of my problem. I mean, I'm just watching her just talking, singing to the camera and standing in front of a piano. So on the surface, It seems pretty tame, but...
Yeah, I just greatly enjoy her videos and the comment section. And what I found, what led me to another thing, there's an entire genre of, I guess I would say, country music people on Instagram making these videos who are what I would call terrible.
Not traditionally good.
Yes. But they obviously recorded the audio in a studio and then made it to, lip sync it as a music video.
Yeah.
And and there's always this element you can't tell if the person's being serious or not. And that's what makes it so entertaining.
Okay. I've clicked through a few of these now. I'm getting more of the vibe now.
Yeah. Hers is genuinely real though, from all I can tell. And the comment section is all very they are
over
the top positive.
Okay, I've been looking at that.
Yeah,
part.
It's very funny. The comment section is great.
All right.
Then the one last person I want to talk, I don't know, I didn't even have this on my thing, but the one last one I want to tell people about, because I want people to share in this with me. I started following along with this guy when he had 3,000 followers. It got fed to me. I don't know why. And I can't remember if I told you about this one or not. It's called, his handle is #1. And I don't know if other people see this or it's just, I'm so sucked into it. I see it every day, but #1, and then it's Happy Healthy Human. And it's this guy, British guy, and every single video is him. He looks like he lives on some fancy estate in England, and every single video is just him saying, "I feel happy, I feel healthy, I'm a human being."
I've seen
and he looks like a vampire.
And it's always and I'm, the comments are definitely not a vampire, things like that over and over.
Happy, check. Healthy, check. Human being, red X.
Yes, I have. I actually don't know if you showed this to me or if it just popped up for me one time, but
and he now has 119,000 follows, and he follows no one. And every video is just him saying that in a different out. He wears all these jazzy outfits and goes all around like what looks like his estate. And it's very mysterious. Everyone's like, who is this guy with all this really fancy clothing and all this stuff? And, it's always him breathing.
Yep.
And then, it's like a daily affirmation thing.
Yes.
Brian says, I blocked that alien. And I don't know why, but when I see his, I can't not watch them. And it's the comments. All of these that I'm talking about, the videos, like the thing is, if there's a page I like, it's the comment section.
I know.
That I like.
That's also, I have some buddies that send me ones, and a lot of times like, the video's pretty funny, but it's like that's the setup to the joke, and then you read the comments, it's like, oh my God. These the jokes people are writing in these comments is what really makes this the next level.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
That's all
those are good.
That's all the influencer. And most of those are not actually that big of accounts, so that's why they're kind of funny to me too. Where it's like
get in on the
you feel like you're really in on it with the group that's following along.
really
Like we're all in
tight-knit
on this together. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. Should we do some of our segments here? Like, do we want to do supporting our supporting member, certified training facility of the week, radar report?
Yeah, maybe we'll get into those, and then it'll be time for Nate by then.
Yeah, I think so.
Can we crack into a cold one or a warm one while we're at it?
I thought you'd never ask. What do you got over there? What's that can?
Waterloo Blackberry Lemonade.
Oh, that's a good one. I wish I had a blackberry. Oh my God, this is not a good one.
What's going on with that can?
This is a bubbly coconut pineapple.
Oh my God. That's punishment in some countries. Getting one of those.
I'm not a big coconut guy.
Coconut
Are you?
Pineapple. I'm not big on either one of those in my beverage flavors, to be honest.
I like pineapple, but not coconut.
I don't mind pineapple.
If I'm going
fruit,
tropical, pineapple's the direction I want.
Yeah, I don't mind pineapple the fruit, but I just don't really care for that flavor in beverages.
The coconut ruins it.
Got that good sunscreen taste.
That coconut absolutely ruins it. Oh, okay. Oh, Nate said we'll save the radar report for when he's on.
Oh,
actually.
Perfect.
Okay. So, but first, supporting our supporting members. This is a relatively new segment. It's only the 21st time that we've done this segment here in season 2 of the podcast. So still kind of, it's learning to walk, crawl before it can walk, and walk before it can run.
Learning to fly, but I ain't got wings, you could say.
That's right. This is a segment where we like to give back to those that give to us. So if you're not a supporting member now and you tolerate the Massenomics podcast, we'd love to have you go sign up. You can go to massenomics.com/join. Give you a bunch more information about the different various perks that you can get in on by becoming a supporting member. There's several different levels to join at. All of them include amazing perks, and all of them, there's a choice for everyone. There's a budget option for anyone in there. The only thing you can't pick is not getting one at all. This week, supporting our supporting member, Motown's strongest man, Dodzilla, took down first place in his division. It looked like Tyler Thompson and a couple other crew members were also there supporting him. Big Sydney.
Did Scott actually get his name on that thing too? Was that for real?
I don't know. I don't know if that was with everything going on these days. Really I never know what's real anymore.
I know. Isn't that the problem? Never know if accomplishments are real or fake. So it makes me just not excited about anything ever.
Yes. Big Sydney accepted her family medicine residency in Wichita, Kansas. So she's going to be paired up with Big Garrett down there.
Not in Kansas anymore. Or maybe they are.
But they are. Big Mo hit a family crew PR by getting his son, Big Zach, to sign up. So another crew member in the family. It's just like being born all over again.
I think that's
The baptismal.
yeah, born again.
His baptismal chest will be on the way in the mail. Big Matt is expanding his European family with a new baby on board.
Woo. On board a
Now, that's what I
bicycle,
call
I'm assuming.
National Lampoon's European Vacation. Big Joe Lisa was this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated. Go give it a listen. One thing I enjoyed from this week's episode, I think it was Joe and Joey talking, and you know how we have the running shtick about whenever you don't like a genre of music,
It's all
you
the
say it
same.
all sounds the same.
Mhm.
And Joe did say that on the episode. He said, because he was talking about modern country music, you know, like Nashville country music. And he said, not in joke, he said it all
Just
sounds
said
the
it,
same.
yeah.
But he brought up the two of them brought up something that I think is funny. It's like an add on to that conversation that I don't think we've ever mentioned. And I know I'm guilty of doing this before, and probably most people are. If someone says they don't like a band or an artist that you like, and you've seen them live, you say, well, you got to see them live, though.
Yeah.
That's what, like, they brought that up, and I'm like, that is what people say. Like, and I'm sure I've done it before.
Yeah, all about that live performance. The
Yeah, it's
crowd.
like, oh,
work
no,
is just
You see them live, you'll think way different then. Trust me, you see them live.
you'll think this vanilla music is way different.
Because he brought it up in the context of, I think, Dave Matthews Band. Someone's like, his
Oh,
buddy was
God,
like, you
wow.
got to come see him live. And he went and saw him live, and he's like, I think I hate him more.
Yeah, that's like a more extreme example. Like,
Yeah, that is an
you want a
extreme
30-minute flute solo? Here we go.
Yes. But I do like that. You gotta see him live. That'll change your mind. How about a certified training facility of the week, courtesy of gymradar.com/map. Everyone that's a certified training facility on Gym Radar gets their pin on a map, and we use that map for a bunch of things. One of the things is finding a certified training facility of the week. Another big thing that we use it for is finding gyms to tour, which maybe we won't spill all the cool beans just yet, but we might have a little gym tour trip coming up not too long from now. To tide us over, though, until that happens, we'll do a certified training facility of the week, a bit of a virtual tour with the assistance of gymradar.com.
Okay.
Tommy, is there anywhere in the world?
Yeah, I was
You
just
might wanna
randomly
go-
clicking around right now, and one caught my attention here. We're going to a
Yeah.
little place called San Antonio,
All right, what's the name of the gym?
the Poolside Pump Shack.
I like the name already. The
That's-
Poolside Pump Shack.
And when you take a look, the name is because it is the Poolside Pump Shack. There is a pool right next to this pump. This here pump shack has a pool located right outside of it.
Yeah.
First photo has the banner. Very nice
Poolside
looking
Pump
banner.
Shack.
But we want to see the gym here. Photo number
the meat and
2.
potatoes.
We got the Silly Goose Barbell Club flag hanging on the wall. We got the Peloton tread and the Peloton bike. This is a Peloton household we're looking at here.
So if you, with one subscription, do you get to do both of those?
I think you get both of them. Almost
some
could say you
economies
can't
of
afford
scale
not to
on
at
there.
that point. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's how they get you.
you got a couple people in your family all using that. You're really coming out ahead then.
That's it's almost like it would cost him more money to not have both of those.
It would cost him a lot of money to cancel that subscription. He has to
Yes.
keep it forever.
He would lose money by doing that.
The next photo, photo number 3, we can actually see the gym here. And it's nice and bright because it's got, on the one side, essentially floor to ceiling windows. So it's letting a lot of light in. We got diamond plate horse stall mats in here. And looking around, all right, there's a few different racks. We might have to get a deeper dive on those in the next photos where we can just see them a little closer. But I can see on the back wall, we got some wall control. Of course, we have the certified training facility flag. There's some barbell storage, different bands, things like that. But okay, let's take a closer look. They got a Texas A&M sign. There must be a Texas A&M alum.
Go
or fan
Aggies.
or something like that. We got dumbbell racks. We got Hex dumbbells here. We got some kettlebells. Looking at the barbells, Tanner, I see an axle. Do you know, is that like a Titan axle or something? Or
Yeah, and the racks you mentioned, one's a Rep PR 4000, and then he's got the Titan X3 space-saving rack. I think it's a wall-mounted
Yeah,
Titan
it is.
rack that he's actually got there.
Yeah, and we'll take a closer
the
look at that.
barbells, he's got the Titan axle, which shows up in a lot of
A
people's
lot of
gyms
people
on
have
Gym
that
Radar.
one. That's got to be the most owned axle on Gym Radar.
Yeah. He's got a Cat barbell, the Boss Olympic Power Bar, and then he's got a Rogue Bella Bar 2.0.
Okay.
And then he's got the X-Mark Lumberjack Curl Bar. Do you know, like I'm asking you because I don't, but Gym Raider has actually exposed this to me more. The Rogue barbell lineup that aren't the power bars and aren't the deadlift bars and aren't the squat bars. Like when you get to the BNR bars and the Bella bars and all that shit, do you know what the difference is in all of those bars?
Just a few of. I mean, the Bella bar is the lighter weight bar. If you want to call it the women's bar. Or,
Okay.
It's like the 35-pound bar, I think,
Okay,
and it's like a
is.
25-millimeter bar, or something like that. Whatever specs people use for that type of bar, and then the BNR. I forget what that one is. They have is one just called the hybrid bar. It's like their version of a Texas Power Bar. I think it's a 28.5 millimeter.
Okay.
Obviously just the regular Ohio bar doesn't have the center.
Right.
I'm saying obviously, and then I'm like, I don't know.
Well-
But the Ohio bar doesn't have the center knurl, right? Is that just the standard Ohio bar, right?
Yeah, the Ohio bar, and it has dual ring marks, I think, too.
Yeah. And then they have, what's their like really expensive weightlifting bar? What's his name? The Greek guy. Doesn't start with a P. Is it the Pyros bar or something like that? Or
That sounds right.
yeah, but they do have a lot of bars in there. And then, like there's the West Side bar. Or they did have that. I don't even know if that's still in there. They have a bunch of bars that I think that they drop off in a hurry, the popularity off of once you get off of the Ohio bars and the squat and deadlift bars, things like that. Okay, looking at this though, we got wall control, fat grips, different collars, some looks like some wrist rollers, things like that. Also got a mini split, so they're into temperature control in here. That's always good to
Antonio, I
have.
imagine that AC comes in handy.
Mm-hmm. I can see it getting a little toasty in there a few times a year. I'm looking at the rack now, Tanner. This is like photo number like 6 or something here. This is, what'd you say this is? A Rep PR 4000?
Yes.
And they have the feet extension out the front. So that, it's kind of like a half rack setup is how they have this thing. And what bench it's a Rep bench. Is that like the 4100 or something like that?
He's got the AB 3100.
3100. Okay. Got a Voltra too. A little Voltra
Yes, he
hiding up
does.
there.
He's got the Darko Longy bar. He's got the Prime Fitness rotate handles.
Mm-hmm.
A few cool pieces there.
Got a good collection of bumper plates on there too. Got the weight extensions on the front of the rack. So if you wanted to put a higher pull-up bar, I would assume maybe using that for his Voltra to get it up higher too.
Yep.
Looking, what else do we got here? Back corner, we got a TV. You got a little fan. You got some foam rollers, yoga blocks, that type of thing. We got the certificate. And then one of the last photos, looking out where you can see the pool. Pool looks quite nice. And then you can also see the wall-mounted Titan rack. It's got a Drink Spotter XL on that. You'll love to see that. Oh, yeah, there's some various Voltra mounts on that thing, too. So that maybe is more of a Voltra station for him.
I'd like to take a dip in that pool.
Get your sweat on in the pump shack and go right into the pool.
Tommy, do you think you could get strong in the poolside pump shack?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we get hella strong in Big Ross's poolside pump shack. Golden level,
Let it be
809
known,
points.
Tanner is as straight as they come, but he would lift in the poolside pump shack.
Start adding that to irrelevant.
Tommy, do you think
Preface
Tanner,
things.
as a straight man, could get strong in there?
I want to start off by saying I promise I am as straight as they come, but I have a dentist appointment tomorrow.
Like, yeah, right. You're going to let a man dig around in your mouth? Okay.
Seems pretty, doesn't seem all that straight if you ask me. Okay. Should we get our guest on the horn?
Yes, let's do it. I got to kick all these people out of here. This might
Give
take
them the
me a
boot.
little while.
Well, yeah, while you do that, I want to tell everyone about the minimal design and maximum performance that goes along with Barefoot shoes. And wait, have you heard about this? Are you summer ready with Bear Flops?
What?
Yeah, Bear Flops, summer ready sandals. The Bear Flops have a wide, natural shape that allows the feet to move freely, and they're made with premium materials and in America. I got to look at these Bear Flops. They look like a thong bear flop. They come in a couple different colors.
A thong sandal? Is that what you're referencing there?
Yeah, that thong to dong dong dong. What is that?
Cisco.
Yeah, take me back to 1999. I don't know what year that
Exactly.
came out, but
Back when we used to be a proper country.
yeah, they come in a few different colors. These seem to be brand new. And one of the colors is called Cognac, Dark Horse, and Crazy Horse. Okay. Rugged minimalist flip-flops built for natural movement and everyday durability. Made in America with premium Crazy Horse leather. Whew. Okay. You heard it here first. And here's the kicker. You already were sucked in by the flip-flops, but discount code Massenomics will save you 10% on those or anything else that you buy from barefoot.store.
All right, we ready for our guest?
I am as ready as I'll ever be. Big Nate, welcome to the Massenomics podcast.
I thought I'd never make it.
Well, let's backtrack. Start at the beginning. You've been here before, right? You've been on the show before.
Yeah, I sure have. What a the last time I was on, well, I don't know if that's true because there have been times, short times, calling episodes and whatnot, but I think the first time I was on the Massenomics podcast, I may have had to like get out of bed to go be on the podcast. Like it was a very last minute.
That's how most people were on the Massenomics podcast for the first time. They had to get out of bed to do it.
What were you on for at the time?
So I had launched a brand new product called MassenomicsReviews.com at that time, and I remember we didn't tell you guys. I just got to get before the Discord existed. I got together some of what was hotly debated this week on Unpaid and Underrated, the OGs of crew, and was just like, hey, I build a thing to track how many 5-star reviews Massenomics has and show a random review. Because previously, before I made the website, I had made this like crazy widget contraption, and I like remember screenshotting it and sending it to Tanner, and Tanner like gave me a pat on the head and was like, okay. I was like, gotta do something to get their attention this time. So I made a whole video with a bunch of different just people on Instagram that I had never actually talked to because like the crew didn't exist or really anything. We were all just unpaid interns at the time. And we made a video, and I just remember like getting a DM from Tanner, and you were just like, what is this? And I was like, I built a thing. I wanted to get your attention.
What year do you think that was?
Could you come on the podcast to talk about that? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That was pre-supporting members and Discord then.
Yeah,
think.
I'm just
that
trying
was
to
pre everything.
Yeah. When would that have been? I can't piece anything. It's so long ago.
I sent you guys because I was looking before we launched Jim Radar. I was looking for that video, and I dug it up and sent it to you guys. And I probably said the date, but there's a lot of information in this text thread, so I don't know if I'd ever find it again.
What
but
about,
it was pre-COVID?
That's what I was going to say 2018 or 19
was.
if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. I can't remember if it was before or after Matt and I did our whole he won and then I came in second bit. Because I know it wasn't.
Yeah. What I was going to say is other interesting Nate Massenomics history. You've won a contest before, right?
Yeah, I won a contest before we just started making up contests for people to win. So that was cool.
What did you win? Remind us what you won. I think I know.
It's sitting right back there in my gym that I'm definitely sitting in. Right there, that's a Texas Power Bar. I won that, and I won like $60 in Applebee's gift cards.
Were we on an Applebee's kick at the time?
Yeah, oh, big time. Big time. And it took
man.
me like, I made that video with my buddy Micah, who was working out with me in the gym at the time, and I was like, listen, man, I promise that I will take you like 2 Applebee's with these gift cards, and it took us like 2 years to get there, but we finally did it.
Was that video?
I remember.
Was that the one where
Go
you guys
ahead.
were like doing the skit of ordering food or something? Was that what that one
Were
was?
you in the
Or-
dumpster?
The dumpster video was.
You're like, there's a million of these in here, and it was
Yes,
the silly
that
pipes
was-
because that was the throwaway culture.
Yes, that was
Ah.
that video. Yeah, for
Man.
the contest.
Oh,
That was the one, the Office spinoff, where my buddy was like, it was like the black and white cuts back and forth. But yeah, it was the dumpster video. It ended with that because I was like, oh, I need to. It didn't have anything to do with or maybe was it? Now I don't even remember.
Well, what I remember
I do
most
remember
about,
I took
yeah.
a trailer to an Applebee's. I wanted to deadlift inside of the Applebee's, but I knew a guy that worked inside, but I was too afraid to ask him if I could just carry plates in. So my dad had a huge trailer that we just drove up next to the Applebee's, like on one of the main roads in our area, and I just deadlifted in front of it, took a video, and just drove off. And like the next day, I did a video inside the Applebee's. And my buddy was like, was that you outside yesterday? And he was like, everyone stopped and was like, what's that guy doing? I was like, yeah, that was me.
I remember that my son, who's a teenager now, was young enough at the time that he loved the part where you're in the dumpster at the end, and he's like, "Oh, he's in the dumpster digging around in the trash."
Yeah,
That's
hey,
good.
man, you got to secure it. We've been securing trash since the good old days.
You also created Tate Sounds, which we've talked
Yeah.
about with Dave Tate at least a few times, right?
Yeah. From the makers of Tate Sounds, JimRadar.com. Yeah. Tate Sounds. That was what a crazy little app that is, because that just still exists, and I think people are still using that like in his gym very regularly, from what I've heard. So
Yeah.
I can't kill it. It has to just sit out on the internet forever, and I got to make sure it doesn't break. Don't want to make Dave mad. He's a newly supporting or new sponsor of the podcast, so we got to make sure he stays happy.
And then Tommy, have we talked about on our podcast what the story of getting Nate involved with Jim Radar? Then
I think we kind of covered that. We can do the quick crash course again in case people missed the
maybe we should
the
just,
Jim Radar episode, the origin story episode. But
Well,
all right, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you guys have shared your side, but
Oh, right,
my
actually,
side,
yes,
I think,
yeah,
is-
yeah. Let's just hear your side from your side. Actually,
Because the
Not
very
to be
quick version,
selfish.
the very quick version of our side is basically like, okay, we have this idea. Can Tommy do this? After like an hour, I'm like, nah, this is too much for me. Who do we talk to? Tanner's like, oh, Nate should be the guy. We send out the text. It was like, boom, that was as quick as it was. So that was how it looked from our side.
Yeah, and on my side, I was taking my wife. I don't remember where my wife was, but it was like a Thursday night, and for some reason, I usually Friday mornings. My wife, shout out to Floral Designs by K. My wife is a floral designer on Fridays. I take all the children so she can work, and usually that's when I run all the errands with the kids. But for some reason, it's Thursday night. I have all of the kids in the minivan, and I'm pulling into Costco, and I like go to like change a song on my phone or something, and I look and I just see like a text from like Tanner or Tommy. I don't remember who, but it was like super secret. It's what I posted it on my Instagram, but like super secret project. We need your and I was just like, what? Like I just did. Like my brain just like stopped working. I was like, what is going on? I was so confused. And you're just like, can we talk on Friday? And I just remember like going to my wife and being like, so is there any time tomorrow, like during the day that you're free that I'm like, I could just go talk? And then she's like, what? And well, then we talked about it, and I go upstairs and was like, so here's the thing. You know how like I get really invested in projects and just I kind of have to do it. I have to do it. Like this one's like, I gotta do it.
I don't want to. I have to.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. They said they were going to take our firstborn or something like that. I don't know if I didn't. So yeah, that's how I got into it. And then everything else is, whatever. But just, I can just, every time I think about it, I just think about like that pulling into Costco, seeing the text messages and just being like, what the heck? And my immediate reaction is like, I need to send this to Keith and Joey and be like, what do you guys think? But I was like, this feels like something I can't share with them. So I just kept it to myself, and that made it even all the more difficult.
Yeah, so other context, if anyone is listening to the show that's not as familiar with Nate yet, Nate is also one of the 3 that runs the Unpaid and Underrated podcast, which we just talked about in our supporting member segment. So that's been going for
151. I don't know. I started the episode numbers at 0. Keith gets mad about it. I will say also context, if you don't know who I am, the chaplain of the OK podcast, I do fulfill that duty as well. I think that's important to notice or to note. And also the creator of Strongman Scoreboard. So if you've been to the Lift Hard Live Easy and we didn't meet, the scoreboard that they've been using for the Strongman thing, I built that with Jake. So that's just another random project that, you know,
all those things added up to when this came up that I'm like, I feel like we should ask Nate, because not that I know about what that world is like, but I'm just like, I know Nate has built, I can name like 5 things that he's built on a whim for like our jokes.
Yes.
You know,
yeah. Because there's Massenomics.bingo as well that's still available if you want to play. If you want to play
about
bingo.
that one, yeah.
There's one other one actually. I was just there was something else that I just thought of and lost. But yeah, the
GlazeSearch.com.
Yes, there you go.
GlazeSearch.com.
It's how Keith rates all of his movies.
Yeah, we aggregated all of Keith's IMDb ratings into a single, easily searchable website. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff out there in the world.
Yeah, so Nate is the guy behind the curtain at Gym, for developing Gym Radar. I mean, there's a lot of questions we could ask you about Gym Radar, but just any commentary you have about the process first, before I even ask anything specific. Maybe you need some questions.
Because we also did end up in a slightly different spot than it's just slightly different than where we said we were going to end up,
I mean, this whole process is crazy because, I don't know, I've been a software developer for like 10 years or something. Started out in like a very corporate, worked for like a Fortune 500 company just doing businessy stuff, and then I work for a small little development firm, I guess you could call us, small little company now, where I do software development. And you do it long enough, nothing ever is finished the way it started. It's like I've been around, like I know it's like, hey, we want to do this. It's like, sure you do, okay. And then what else do you want? Like, you know what I mean? It's there's no locked in thing, and so I mean, it started with a map, and then it became a lot more than a map, and we fell backwards into creating the most comprehensive equipment database online. It's what happens when you get people that are passionate about something, and you give them the opportunity to actually create something with it, and you find, like, you can see that we were building it, and as we're building it, I'm like actively using it to find equipment.
I know that was
and
right.
And it wasn't even done. Like, we didn't even have reviews or like real metric. Like, only like, even 20 people are in there, and I'm using it to see. Oh, I didn't realize you could do. Yeah. I would love to have that piece, and I'll add that to my I remember we were like on the tail end of building it, and I just started getting friends in my life that were coming to me, just being like, hey, like, I want to build a home gym. Like, what do I need? And I was like, I have this thing. I can't show it, but it's going to be really helpful. Can you just wait a little bit? And I'll, it'll make your life so much easier. Like, even the other day, I got a text, and my friend was like, what's the best home gym equipment brand? I was like, I just made the best tool ever for you. This is going to change your life. And just, send it off to him and send him a bunch of links. And I was like, here you go. So that didn't answer any questions, just talking, but go ahead.
No, I think it did. I mean, because it was sort of a natural evolution. Is once things got going, it's like, well, now that we did this, obviously you got to add this now. And like, well, now that this is here, of course we have to do this. And, rinse, repeat for like almost 6 months. And here we are.
To me, the absolute beauty of getting you involved in it is everything about Massenomics to begin with. Like, I'm picturing, like, what if alternatively we went to someone that just is a developer.
Well,
that
there was
doesn't
multiple
know.
times we talked about like something that was maybe unusual or that required a lot of explanation to someone that would be outside of Massenomics. You're like, God, can you imagine if we were working with like an agency or like some big software firm and was like, okay, now this is going to sound crazy. We're going to give you a lot of backstory here that will provide some context, and it still probably won't make sense, but just trust us on this one. And like that conversation would have had to have happened so many times. And then they've been like, well, and then they would have implemented their weird version of it that also didn't probably address the problems or concerns we had. So yeah, you had the inside knowledge.
Yeah. So maybe we'll play some of the unpaid and underrated games. So what would be your least fun, most fun about creating Gym Radar?
The least fun. I can start with that because I feel like that's easy.
Do you know how to play? You know what the rules are?
Oh, yeah. So for those of you that don't know, there's this podcast called Unpaid and Underrated. It's a bratty little sister podcast of this podcast. And on a weekly basis, we interview members of the crew, which are supporting members. You might have heard of them in the our supporting member segment. We interview them, and we get to know them. We help grow the community of like-minded individuals by getting to know them. And to get to know them, we play all kinds of fun games. And one of those games is least fun, most fun. And I believe the game is played by determining the least fun thing about something and then also the most fun thing about something. And it's a technique that we use to get someone to talk about a specific topic that we might think is interesting. And the interesting thing at this point is Gym Radar. And this is my ACT prep really shining here as I return the question in form of an answer. The least fun thing, man, I don't know how to say this, but like, so in my corporate life, right, everything I've done has been like big corporate enterprisey, like the way that, and the company I work for now is not enterprisey in any way, shape, or form. We're very small and nimble.
Nimble. That's the word I was going to say. Nimble.
Yeah. But like, we're working like business to business. We're not doing like these big public sort of things. And so just like I don't like, it feels like a buzzword, but like the anxiety of building something that is to this scale that just one day we just turn on, just like
it's like, go
buried
world.
me in buried me in the dirt. Like I don't know if I've ever felt like the weight of the world and that was like, this is, like the whole joke online, and my buddy Tom, he likes my body doesn't know the difference between this and a bear trying to attack me. But it was like that last month, it was very much like there is a bear and its name is the Gym Radar launch and it is going to slaughter me. And just like and everything was fine until we did our little, a little pre-release, and it just things didn't work like I wanted them to. And I don't know if I've ever felt my heart sink lower in my chest than watching that happen. And then I proceeded to stay up. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I think I stayed up for the next 5 hours trying to just do everything. It was like I woke up in the morning and I was like, just
well, you worked
mess.
not just that night. I mean, you worked on that tirelessly for a long time after that.
Oh yeah, I was just like 3 hours a night every night. Just all I could think. Like I'd be like lifting and just being like, what else could we do to make this better? Like how else could, what I'm missing something. Like I had spiraled, and you know what? It was perfectly fine. No bears killed me, and everything was fine. But
We're
yeah,
here
that
to
was the
laugh
least
about
fun
it
part.
today.
Yeah.
Also,
made
that
it.
test proved out to be like super valuable because
Look
look at how good it works now. Like.
Where's all the wood to knock? Lord willing, that just keeps up. But yeah, so that's probably
like those, because we were worried about that too. That like all of a sudden became all three of us. Like it was like, okay, well that we're really, it's always like because I'm the same way with anxiety. So it's just like, okay, what am I going to worry about next? So when that presented itself, I'm like, well, I'm going to worry about this.
This is the only thing to worry about. It doesn't matter if anyone uses this or not. This is the only thing that matters anymore. Like,
right.
Yeah.
But then that was all of our big worry for a while. But then it's funny, like the day that it's like, okay, yeah, I think it's like working good. And like, I'm like real confident that's not a concern. And then it's like, all right, what can I worry about more next?
It's like, well,
then?
we'll just never think about that again. Find the next thing to fixate on.
Like I haven't been worried about that at all since
Yeah.
then, but you always just find something else like to think about next.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, I'm not a super anxious guy. Like, I'm a Calvinist, I'm like sovereignty of God kind of guy. Like, you know, it's all good. And that man, I just could not give my head, or like I was just buried, man. That was tough. So hey, other than that, it was great.
So that was least fun. That makes sense.
Yeah, least fun
That's a good
that
answer.
like sleep, all that, you know. But hey, who needs sleep anyway? But the most fun is I don't know, just every time I make something, whether it be Glaze Search, whether it be I don't know, tatesounds.com, like seeing other people use it is just the coolest thing ever. Like it's the best feeling. And you guys make tons of stuff. Like, you know, that feeling. But like when you get to create something, you like put it out there and people are like, whoa, I like using this. And getting to see people like use a thing and seeing it like work the way you want it to. Like going in and seeing the map grow and seeing like working on like data for like what pieces are most owned and just seeing all of that data aggregate, and it's like, this is just so cool. And you know, I guess you could just say the friends we made along the way is the answer, but like it is awesome to see people coming around and like using it and really love. Like it is absurd to me that in the middle of the workday I walk in or I like log in and people are just flipping in the middle. Like it doesn't make sense to me that people are so active on it and using it, and I think it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Very
the cool.
rewarding.
Like, I'm not gonna put words in your mouth on it, but like, this is the boat I'm in, and I would think you similar too. Like, it's also cool here when you work on this. Since it's also combining like your hobby of having a home gym and lifting and like this community and stuff. Then it's extra cool when people are using it too, because it's like, oh, they're using this, and it's by nature, I believe it's fun to begin with. So like when you're just working on a project that is, I use that word a lot, but it is fun to me. Like it is like a fun, cool thing. It's just even more cool when it's done. Like if you were building something, you know, if you were working for the Fortune 500 company and you were building whatever that's going to be behind the scenes.
A lot of accounts payable processing.
Right.
Man.
There you go. Like that's not fun. Like we can all agree that's not fun.
I don't get very jazzed about accounts payable. If we're honest.
But
it was
when
cool
you see
in the moment.
Right.
Like,
but when you see Fat Matt adding his parabody lat pull down 4 minutes ago to the buffet snack bar, you know, and like just Big Josh adding his Snake River Circus dumbbell, and like there is always people on this. Like when you wake up in the morning, you'd be like, there was people doing stuff all night, you know, like
2 hours ago, someone just made a new gym. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's just a constant state of youth. It's super cool. That is the most fun. The most fun part. It's just all the blips on my radar.
Yeah. We blipped pretty hard on the radar. Is there anything, trying to ask this in a way that doesn't sound pretentious. What I want you to make sure you understand is you can say bad things here. I'm not fishing for compliments here. I'm saying,
Okay.
is there anything that surprised you? Because you know us, like we've met in person, I don't know, a handful of times prior to this. Yeah. And like, that's the thing like about the Massenomics crew. Like we've met in person a few times, but we know each other pretty well. Like, you know us, we know you, at least you would think so to some degree. And we know a lot of the people in this crew pretty decently. You kind of know what people like, and you followed Massenomics for several years, so you've seen what we're up to. But was there anything that surprised you or is different or pissed you off about like working with us, or that was maybe different than what you expected to be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you guys live a pretty open life in terms of like.
Well, yeah, like Tanner is just the straightest guy anyone knows. Like he's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
open
Like,
about it.
Let me start by saying I am one of the straightest guys I've ever come across.
Yeah, like
He's
there's
so open about
We don't hide that, you know, we're what I guess what you're saying, what we present on the Massenomics podcast and stuff is pretty accurate to what's actually
like
going
there's
on.
there's no point. Like there was something we did in like there was some message that Tanner sent or something, and I responded with some sort of joke, and I knew like I could hear the way Tanner reacted. I could hear like Tanner's laugh in my like there was but there was always like as much as it was like getting work done, it was still just like interacting with Tanner and Tommy about anything else I've ever interacted with them on. Yeah, I don't know. The only like what I didn't expect was the fact that like I haven't done like contract work where it was like working one-on-one with a customer in forever. So that was just like a whole like mental model shift of just getting back, because like currently like what I do right now is I work on one product for our company, and we would like I build that and that's it. And so like
And you said it's a long-term thing too, right? Like this isn't like a 1 or 2 month project.
No, like so shout out to Ability Business. We built Register. It's a point of sale system for small businesses that use QuickBooks Online. Go buy it. If you're a small business, go buy it. And that is, you know, if the Lord wills, that's going to keep our company alive. And if it doesn't, we're in trouble. So like, you know, yeah, it's the long haul product there. And so we built that, and it's just maintaining that product. And, you know, there's not an interaction with customers from like on my side, and like, you know, so doing that, I haven't done that for like 3 or 4 years. So like Tommy's like, hey, what do you do about like how can we like manage these tasks? And I was just like, great question. Like, I don't know, what do you guys want to do?
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so it's like, hey, there's a lot of stuff.
I was like, I know this is really unprofessional, but here's like 60 tasks. And Tommy just writes back, do you have like a system for this? And I was like, well, no, do you? Like, not the most, like, and that's more on me than you guys, but like,
well, no, and that was
it's
like
just
Asana, I think, worked fine. Like, that's what Tanner and I used it for everything. And like, it was more of like, oh, if Nate has some sophisticated system he's using, like, obviously we'll use that. But then when you're like, no, whatever, and we hopped in Asana, and I actually think that worked pretty good as far as knowing what was the priority and what had to be done. It seemed fairly smooth.
It works substantially better than me just texting. So have you guys considered GDPR yet? Like, also, what are we doing about whatever this thing? Like, you know what I mean? It's way better than that.
Well,
which we all know. All of us work in a way that is not that normally. So it's like, yeah, we should get into a system.
Right, because then we end up with like 40 different text. You know, it's like, I don't like, what's the priority here? Like, you know,
it's almost like systems are important.
Yeah.
Agile or something.
So yeah, I mean, you had to deal with also like, since you're right to the customer every time that we're like, well, what about adding this? You know, and I feel like that's would be a hurdle for a lot of people, because it's like the customer is constantly thinking of like, well, why don't we add the X, Y, and Z and ZZ, XZ, you know, like.
Or, hey, remember that thing we told you we like? We don't like it anymore. And then 3 weeks later, you're like, this thing sucks. And it's like, you did ask for it. But yeah, you're right, it does suck. Yeah, we'll just add it back in now. That's the common. But that's, I don't know. Like I said, that's just the way it goes. Like, and that's the development process. And, you know, some personal comment, you know, sound out down below. My wrong opinion is, if you were using the agile system correctly, this wouldn't, you know, just go off in the comments about how we're totally wrong and our project management system is flawed and we're not scoping things right. But you know what? You go do that in the comments. We're the ones with Jim Radar, and you're not. So
that's right. That's something internally we had. So here's what I'll say. If you're talking about Jim Radar out there, positive, negative, somewhere in between, we probably have seen it. And
we're watching.
Yeah, we're watching, and
Eyes in the sky.
actually,
If you haven't seen the unpaid and underrated T-shirt release video, I'm always watching.
and we've gotten a lot of constructive criticism. I think that's helped shape. We had tons of beta testers throughout the process, and that's been all really helpful. So first of all, I'd say we're not against criticism. Like, that's been helpful and useful for us. I would also say we're human beings, and if we see negative stuff, we'll have comments behind the scenes amongst each other about like, depending on what it's directed. Sometimes it's, hey, this is a good point. What, and sometimes it's like, yeah, frig that guy. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like that.
And also, to be fair, it is 99% positive. It's like
1
or 2% negative, and then the 1 or 2% that are negative, once they actually use it, they're like, man, this is even cooler than I thought it was. Like, that kind of is the ultimate decision make, or, final verdict in all this is once someone actually gets in and uses it. I don't know if anyone's actually used it and is like, nope, sucks. Like, the only people that have
hard to what sucks.
That's
like,
the thing is,
like, you know what I mean?
The only people that have bad stuff to
like,
say,
it's all good.
Yeah, the only people that have really genuinely had bad stuff to say are the people that haven't used it. And once everyone's in there, like, yeah, this is sweet. Occasionally you get, oh, it'd be cool if it could do this. But no one has got in and been like, oh, boy, what a waste of time. And everyone is worse off for this existing. Like, no one has said that yet.
Off the bat, there was like those few people in the big Facebook group that had some negative stuff. And I reached out and had conversations with each of them. And they all ended up like joining and creating gyms and then being like, yep, actually, I was wrong. This is cool.
Yeah. It's such a I hate it. Just sounds like a sales pitch, but it's like it's a simple thing. Like, there's not a lot to it. We tried it. I mean, you guys have said this a lot. We've tried to make it not just a crappy place to be. Like, we tried to make a place that people would like to be. That, like, we don't like inflate people's egos. Like, we're not doing any of that stuff that just makes other people feel bad about being on it. So it's a positive place to be. If you like gym equipment and you're not using it, it's just like, but why? Just go look at cool gyms. Why? If you like home gyms, why would you not want to be on the thing where you can very easily see cool home gyms? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you? Like, I'm not going to use that. It's like, what's it going to hurt?
Because, okay, when did you start your home gym, Nate?
When I bought my house in like 2019.
Okay, yeah. So you've had yours.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm the the newest to having a gym in the group here, and I remember when I started mine in like what was it, like 2024? I remember, or whenever it was, 23, whatever. I remember being like, okay, I just want to see cool pictures of how people are doing home gyms.
Yeah.
And I'm like going on Instagram because like Googling it was so hard to find anything that was good. And then I'm on Instagram, like typing in hashtags, which is also always a disaster of like hashtag home gym. And it's like, well, I'm not finding anything. And you're clicking around and it keeps kind of giving you just big profiles. And like, it was so hard to actually find good photos of people that just have gyms. Like, that's all I wanted. Photos of people with gyms. Like, it was not a good way to do it. And here we are. We did it.
Well, you could go to a Facebook group and see like a bunch of pictures of stall mats.
But exactly, even there,
is this a good deal? Yeah.
Even like that's a perfect place for something like that. And a lot of times, that's 9 times out of 10, that's actually not what the posts in there are.
But like, it's a discussion board. Like, it's not
right. It's for discussion.
Place to create your home gym profile and allow people to look at. And that's what we built. We built a place to do that. And it's crazy that when you build a place to do it, it works really well for doing that thing. It's just at the end of the day. But I mean, to your point, Tommy, when I started my home gym, Coop's Facebook group had like maybe a couple thousand people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was so small. It was pre-COVID. Like, there was no. I asked a question and got like legitimate responses. No one was like, "Why, you idiot? Why would you want to work out in a garage? You should actually work out in a sauna." And I'm like, that's not relevant to like, is this barbell good or not? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it was mostly useful at that point. So,
if there's anyone listening that's also a bit of a technical guy, is there anything you'd spill on the behind the scenes?
Yeah, you want to give us a rundown on the tech stack and what decisions and why they were made?
What's this thing running on?
Without getting like too technical, we're boring everyone, but a high level of what was going on back there.
Yeah, so
what do we got under the hood?
I mean, I don't know. Without getting too technical, it's code that runs on a server.
Okay, next question.
And that
Here
might
we go.
be a
You
little
lost
much
me
for
there.
everyone.
You lost me there. Explain it like I'm 3.
So there's computers, and they do things.
Files are
Files
in
are
the
in the
computer.
computer.
Yeah.
So tech stack. I've built everything as of late. I started as a PHP developer, moved to C#, and now I'm a big lover of Svelte. It's a JavaScript framework. I use SvelteKit as the overarching thing, but I love it. It's super modern and hip and new. And you might know that it's built on that because on your guys' announcement video that you put up on YouTube, we just got a random like programming YouTuber dude that just commented about, he's like, shout out to the developer. This thing is built in Svelte. And you guys said that. And I was just like, oh, you texted me. You're like, check out the YouTube comments. I was like, what? And I like went and looked. I was like, I know that. That's crazy. I know that guy. Like, so
that had to have been pretty cool then. Like that's
yeah,
a cool
that was pretty cool.
crossover,
Yeah,
yeah. So
I don't still want to know how that guy found it. But.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah. Also, how would he find that? Because we didn't mention Svelte anywhere in it. So, like, how did this guy come across it? But
there's ways.
Apparently. So is Svelte, like, is it relatively new? Because I don't think that I had ever heard of. Not that I'm in the development world at all, but I'm not sure I had ever actually heard of it before this project started.
Yeah. It's I don't know when it started. It is a relatively new like framework. I wonder if there's anywhere that says that. Probably not. But it is it for people that might vaguely know, it is like the React. It's better. It's way better than React. It's
okay, because that was the one that, with me knowing almost
Yes.
nothing, I'm like, you know, I know the word React gets thrown around a lot. I'm sure this will be a React thing, and then it wasn't a React thing. So I'm like, well, maybe I have no idea.
So the story behind like how I came, and this is we can get real fun, but the story of how I came to Svelte is when we were looking to start the point of sale system that I built at Ability. We were looking at different ways to basically build it. Because our previous tech stack was like old .NET stuff, and it didn't need like a lot of client-side stuff, and it didn't need to be pretty or anything, and work really well for web. And so we were looking for what framework we wanted to use, like what we wanted to dive into. And our owner, the owner of the company, who's also a developer, was just like, I don't know, I saw this Svelte thing. Maybe you should look at that. And I was like, I don't know. I've heard of this. I heard of this React thing. I'd never been a React developer. And I did some like testing of React. And I was like, I don't like this. But I was like, if this is what we're going to do, it's what we're going to do. And I started messing with it. And he's like, you should check it out again. I was like, okay. And I checked it out again. And I was like, this just makes so much sense.
Oh, really?
Like it is. Yeah. It's kind of changed as of recently into Svelte 5. And again, we're just getting into just nerd talk. But it is.
There'll be a couple
they used
people
to have
that are very engaged in this part of it.
Yeah, they used to have, like in Svelte 4, there was this concept of like a magic variables, and like just like the word magic was thrown around a little bit too much, to be honest. As like a software, you're like, it's like, how does that work? It's like, oh, it's the magic. And I was like, I don't like that. And Svelte 5 kind of cleans up some of that. But I really do like it. It works with the way my brain works, and it's great.
Well, I gotta say, in my mostly uneducated opinion, it seemed like kind of any request we have, it could somehow accommodate that. Like I was just always waiting for the day to be like, well, unfortunately, like the keys we have in place, the tech we have in place doesn't allow for that feature. And that never happened. It could always accommodate it somehow.
Like I said, I've said many times, it's the raw HTML. It's unfiltered, uncut. It's just like table talk. So, yeah, we cut the BS out of everything. But at the end of the day, like we're not. If it was React, if it was literally anything, and I said this to you guys, like we can do anything. Like at the end of the day, it's just a matter of like the how and the how long. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can get anything done. Oh, we want it to also like ship us to Mars. Well, we can do that. It's just gonna take a lot of work, like you know, at the end of the day. And so there isn't, there's no. It's open. It's free. It's it's magic. But it is a lot different. But if you come from a world where there are guardrails up, like a Squarespace and like all of these like
or
builder
plugins
things,
or just there's rules.
It's like there's no rules, and that's a double-edged sword as well because you can really hurt yourself. But there's no rules, man. It's just raw code in a code editor that gets built and pushed out to a server and exists on the server. So do whatever you want. Like, we have no rules. It's pretty great.
I would say for users of Gym Radar, we have over as we're listening, everyone's listening now, we have over 1,000 registered users with accounts on gymradar.com. You'll probably even notice this as a user. We didn't just launch and be like, okay, there it is, like, we're good. And maybe, I don't know how apparent it is, but behind the scenes, we're still actively thinking and talking and working about things all the time. Like, that hasn't changed since
and we're
launch.
1 month in. Like, it was as of today, it's been a month and a day now.
Yeah. So Nate's still been working on stuff, and I think we've got some stuff that's coming that I think only makes it even cooler. Honestly.
Yeah, there's some pretty good stuff in the pipeline. Tanner, you mentioned some statistics. I was wondering if you wanted to go to a radar report. I don't know if you
there's a lead-in music for that, right?
Oh, is there now?
Yeah, but I just want to warn you, there's like a brief pause, so I don't want you to think it's over.
I've listened to the podcast, so I'm familiar.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Radar alert.
There it is.
Now we can do the radar report.
I do listen, with podcasts though that has silent skipping, and I've never. You guys have talked about the gap, and I've always been curious what the gap actually is. How big is it? Our radar report. I don't know. I built some dashboards. I got some KPIs. There's a lot of cool information here.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know.
Let's get dirty on the radar report this week.
It's coming straight from the inside of the machine.
Yeah.
I mean, we are inside. Like, we can't get any deeper. We are just raw, filtered, uncut in here. What do you guys think the average? We've talked about some of these numbers. I don't know if you guys have even been back in this little dashboard much, but what do you guys think the average amount of barbells owned by people are on Gym Radar?
Okay, I cannot remember if we talked about this one or not. My guess it's like 5-ish.
I thought it was 4. I thought we talked about it at one point.
I think we might have talked about this one. We might know.
Is it?
It is 5 currently, as it stands now, live. We are live. 5.51 barbells per gym. Which
how many do you have in your gym?
Let's count. 1, 2, 3. There it is. The image is flipped. 4, 5. I probably have like 6, 7.
So you're right there.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But because I was like, that's crazy. And when you start to think about it, it makes perfect sense. Like, if you're actually training and whatnot, 5.51 makes so much sense.
Yeah, it does. Tommy, how many do you have?
I could just go to Gym Radar and find this out, but I think I have 5 or 6.
So there you go. Also the same.
Yeah, 2 Texas power bars, a rogue.
Well, I kind of.
It's really.
Luckily,
that
we have
average.
so many gyms in there now that people like me don't like throw it out of whack too far anymore. Like, the number still means something, but yeah.
What do you think the average number of benches owned?
Oh, that's probably actually 2 or 3. It's probably 2.
I'm gonna say 2.
It's 1.6.
Okay.
People own a
Well,
lot
that
of
rounds
half
up to
benches.
2.
Yeah. I suppose
depends.
there's a lot of people that just have one. Because you just have one.
There's probably not a
adjustable
lot of people
bench.
that have 5, 10, 15 like barbells,
Right.
So yeah, that does make sense that that's under 2.
The more interesting number is racks. It's
not
1.4
one.
racks per
Yeah.
gym.
That
It's
is that is pretty high. That it's that it's 1.4.
But even today, like the certified training facility of the week, they had 2 racks in there. Like we're seeing more and more of that, especially when people start adding in Voltros and things like that. They treat that second rack as like a functional trainer rack or a setup like that.
Right.
We are averaging around 2 pieces of cardio equipment per gym. So
Okay. That makes
so
sense to
everyone
me.
has a treadmill and a Peloton probably.
Yep.
I don't know. Let's see here. What else is good?
Do you have average number of equipment pieces across the board?
Average number of equipment. What do you mean
Like
by
total
that?
equipment?
Like total equipment pieces, like average per gym?
Oh yeah, that's
I
somewhere
can't
here.
remember if we discussed that one.
Oh
or
yeah,
not.
yeah. So the average. We need to create like a scientific number for this that we can use for all calculations going forward. But as of right now, the average equipment per gym is 74.2 pieces.
See, that's quite a bit. Like that's a lot.
A lot.
Well, would you like to guess? I don't know the right math word. If I was a
Median
mathematician,
mode.
this would be.
We're back to mean. Everything comes full circle in the Massenomics podcast. We had a pretty heated medium mode stretch there years ago. So
Yes. And I thought about that a lot building this. I just every time, and to the point of like other people that would build something like this wouldn't get it. I'm writing like mean, median, and mode, and it's just like just like that's a bit. We do need it. And I was like, which one is? Oh yeah. Now I remember. But the average, like, so looking, I have a trend of equipment pieces owned, and I group it by like buckets. So 0 to no equipment, 1 to 5 pieces, 6 to 10 pieces, 11 to 20 pieces. And in the 21 to 50 pieces owned in the gym, it's like at like 219, which makes sense because like the average number is around 70.
yeah.
But like the 11 to 20 is like 97 gyms, and it really goes down. Like obviously the number's high, but like the trend is so interesting that it picks up right around like the 20 to 50 piece ownership.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. What other fun stuff do we have? You guys talked a few weeks ago about just like the most dense gyms. And I thought that was a really fun. You guys toured somewhere, and you said this was the most dense gym.
Yeah,
that
Iron
you
Chapel
like
Gym, the YouTube video that's coming out the week that this, or it'll be out tomorrow
yeah.
actually, right, Tommy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're talking pieces per square foot here, basically.
pieces per square foot. The
Yeah.
PSF as
Yeah.
we've always said.
That's what we've always said.
And as of right now, we'd have to take a look, but Steve Wilson's gym is 36 square feet, has 44 pieces of equipment for a 12.2 pieces per 10 square feet, which I feel like
He's got over a piece per square foot.
it's per 10, or else the numbers get real goofy.
Right.
But that one was interesting. Yeah, some of these gyms, Matt Stallmat, we know that guy. He's in the top list. So is Mofo. Mofo's got a 7.92.
It's mostly
or,
smaller
7.0.
gyms there, which makes sense. Though.
I mean, obviously, but like the
Yeah.
density concept is really interesting. Of
Right.
just like,
Right.
hey, at 120 square feet, we're still fitting 95 pieces in it. Like that's so much in such a small. What's a piece of equipment?
Right, because that can also having 30 things on a wall control rack is a lot different than having 7 machines in a 100 square foot gym or something too.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else you guys want to know while we're on our radar report?
Tommy, you got anything else?
I'm trying to think if there's anything particular with. I mean, there's definitely metrics that we like to know, but we got to keep a few metrics secret for ourselves.
We keep a few things secret here.
Yeah, without giving away too
Well, actually,
much.
I would say we're pretty visible about some things that people are very curious about.
And
though.
also,
like we talk about users all the time. We talk about gyms. We talk about the database of equipment, and we talk about the number of reviews, and we talk about that stuff because it's all going very well. Like it's
and a lot of it.
Us to
if you poke around the site, you can find a lot of this stuff. A lot of it is in there.
Right.
It's not like all of this is top secret either.
Yeah. Which I could go on a Keith rant right now, but My wife was, she's in the wedding business, and she got a DM from a wedding. I don't want to start calling people out on a public podcast, but she got a call from a very big like wedding publication. It's like, hey, we saw your stuff. It looks great. Yada yada.
Aberdeen Magazine.
No, it wasn't Aberdeen Magazine.
We'll call them
Different one.
bastards out.
But they're like, hey, can we set up a phone call? And I was just like, aren't they like a kind of like a pay to play kind of thing? Like I was talking to her and I was like, don't like, yeah, it's good they reached out. It doesn't mean you're doing it, but like, just so you know. And, she talked to him and, everything is like, oh yeah. And then if you want to pay, like you can do that. And if you want to pay, you could do that. And if you want to pay, and I was just like, what the heck? And I like went to their website and like started digging around, and it was like a lot of things that I think about, like, oh, I could see like I'm looking for this kind of thing for my wedding. I can go here. And like as I started looking around, I'm like, is any of this like legitimate, or is everyone just paying to do all of this on the site? And I was just like, she had come down as the middle, and I was just getting fierce. And I was like, but you know what's different? Gym Radar is different because it's just there. It's real. All of like we didn't. No one's paid us to put their equipment on there to show up on the list. Like we're just trying to serve the community and put information out that people can use. And what a novel idea! Like we're not trying to just screw people over and take people out of equipment. Like we're just trying to help. Like we've built a helpful tool.
And when you sort things by most owned or most rated or whatever it is, that's all legitimate data like that's coming. And like the more people we get on here, the more interesting it gets to me at a certain point where I'm like, wow, this isn't really like a weird slice of the pie that we're sampling. This becomes like the actual pie, like a representation of the actual pie. And that's what people are actually buying. So like I might see online people, the example we use, like people might complain a lot about Titan Online, but you know what a lot of people actually have in their gyms is Titan equipment of, of certain pieces. And you can start to see like, no, these pieces must be okay. I can read the reviews and actually know, but I see my peers are actually buying this for their gym. So it must be a value proposition there somehow.
Yeah, it's almost like, we're not just a bunch of influencers that, aren't being paid to support certain, like, what a novel idea. Like,
you know what else people put a lot of in their gym that this was maybe the biggest surprise of this whole project to me. People load up their gyms with stuff from Amazon. And I didn't think that happened. You know why? Because no one talks about that makes videos. Because why is that? I mean, I'm not calling anyone out specifically here, but an Amazon affiliate program is like 2, 3, maybe 4%, depending on what the product is. And that's
also,
a lot different.
I think they don't track near as long.
Yeah. And that's a lot different than what a lot of equipment. And then also a lot of stuff from Amazon is cheap. So, if you're talking about something that you're getting a 2 or 3% affiliate on, and it's also a product that's under $50, the amount of money monetarily that you can get is just relatively small. But what Gym Radar has taught me is a lot of people have a lot of Amazon stuff in their gyms. And I mean, go sort by the brand Amazon. And I think we have like 600 or 700 products, maybe even more now.
Really? Wow.
I did that the other day. I didn't realize we had created that many products. I was shocked. I was looking for a specific thing.
Right here. Amazon, 453 products that exist on Amazon. And actually that number is bigger because Yes For All is like the biggest Amazon brand, and we split them out. They have 48. So if you want to say products that are pretty Amazon specific, you're talking
500-600.
Yeah, 500-600 right there.
I mean, the daisy chains, that alone.
Daisy chains. What's the most owned? What is the most owned?
Amazon product is the Kepi collars, and then daisy chains.
Great choice. I mean, that actually makes a lot of that. And then it's the knockoff Mag Grip attachment hand. Is that what those are called?
Yeah. What are they? Blue Slim or whatever they.
Yeah, that.
And then the Amazon Easy Curl.
That's where the curl bar fairy goes to shop. Yeah.
And the dynamometer, I can't help but think like Massenomics has had an influence in getting those into more people's hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those Kepi collars, though, that's one of those things you click on it, you're like, oh, it's the most owned product from Amazon. And then it's rated a 4.67. It's got 24 reviews on the site already. And as someone that has those, I'm like, yeah, at the price those are at, that totally makes
Yeah,
sense. I
there's
get exactly why.
62 people that have that product. Like that's
Yeah.
a chunk of the users have that product right there.
Yeah. It's
It's at the lowest price in 30 days. Buy.
4.96.
checked it on Amazon.
Yeah, 4.96 out of 5 in value from everyone that's reviewed it. Yeah.
Man, I might just have to buy some of these.
I mean, that is a classic thing. I've talking about it, and we have mentioned on the podcast, I've literally used Gym Radar in purchasing decisions, like of things that I've bought for Massenomics Gym. Gym Radar has influenced me, which is also just kind of hilarious that part of the team that makes this, and then in short order, it's actually dictating my own behavior. It's it's like, I'm a cog in the wheel here. Like,
but
dude.
that it is proof that like you made
Right.
a good tool. Like that
Right.
at the end of the day, like if you made something that wasn't useful, like I want to use this because I made it. But I'll be honest, Tanner, I don't go to massenomicsreviews.com very much. I don't go to tatesounds.com. I do go to Glaze Search fairly often, but that's just
Please tell me you're
Just
using
doing
Glaze
research.
Search, though.
but like I go to Gym Radar because it's like my friend is looking for how to start a gym, and he's like, what pieces should I get? And I go there, and previously it's like searching across all these manufacturers, websites, and it's like I don't know the name of this, and I can just go in and be like, rack, whatever brand, barbell, whatever brand, and it's just I have it all there for all. It's so much easier. It's a useful tool. What a great thing.
Tommy, anything else we need to run down with Nate on Gym Radar?
I think we've kind of hit all the high points there.
Wow.
Gym Radar
We didn't
is a
talk about the
living,
Malibu
breathing-
Max though.
Oh yeah, so your
Oh,
parents
yes,
had a
yes.
Malibu Max,
Yes.
legitimately?
Just couldn't let you guys go without that one.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I did. I was. You guys said that, and I was like, that name just feels like ingrained in my soul. And I'm like 90% sure that was the car that we had when I would have been like probably like 10 or something at that point. But yeah, I remember
Back when we used to be a proper country.
Yeah, proper frickin' country.
Yeah.
It was a great car for a while because it had a DVD player, and that was just
luxury.
that was so exciting as a kid. And then I remember it was like I think my parents leased it, and I can remember it clear as day, right in front of First Merit Bank on Killian Road. My mom's trying to turn left to go down to Killian Road back to her house, and
Not the Malibu
just
Max.
not the Malibu. Just it's a turn lane and then 2 lanes, and the person was like, "Oh yeah, you're good," waved her out and just smashed us as we were on the way. We were about to go to a cool kids carnival for the school, and it just ruined everything. So the Malibu Max, yeah, I watched a lot of Star Wars not Revenge of the Sith, whatever the third one is, I don't know. I remember watching that on repeat. My mom's a saint because she played it through the speakers of the actual car. That's so much. She would just listen to those movies.
Damn.
The Malibu
Now, as
Max,
long
man.
as we're nerds, when you say the third one, do you
Yeah, we're
mean
talking about
the
episode
sixth
3,
one,
or what are we
the third one, or
Episode 3, I can't. Why
Yeah.
can't I not remember?
Well, are you
the name
saying
of it?
like the
some might call it
original?
the sixth one.
Yeah, I
is
still
what
don't know
you're-
what the proper nomenclature is there this day anymore.
Oh, Revenge of the Sith. I said it right.
Okay.
I had it right. I watched a lot of the bonus features on that sucker over and over. If you could wear out a DVD, we would have done it for sure.
Yeah.
I have the
Malibu
higher
Max.
Yeah, so I have the higher ground.
ground. Before I go, I did prepare a game for you guys.
Oh, great.
If
Games
you,
on
if you
games.
didn't
Do you want to
indulge
play a
me.
game?
Yeah, and because we have a game, you know what that means. We have
Horns
to
in the
have the
chat.
horns. We have to get some horns in the chat. And just a little radar sound. So if you guys aren't familiar, there's a game we like to play on our bratty little sister podcast called Unpaid and Underrated. It's a very unique game. Many have tried to mimic it, but it hasn't been done exactly right. Tanner, do you know how the game works? Could you explain it to the listeners at home?
Yeah, I think it's Unpaid and Underrated is the name of the game. It
That's
is
the name.
original. It is an original or completely original game. Underrated is what you'd say if you like something because it's good.
Is that
Unpaid
what underrated means?
This is Keith's interpretation of underrated and unpaid. Unpaid, nobody wants to be unpaid, so it's bad.
Yes, that's exactly. You've nailed on the head, and for that you get a congratulations. So the first level of, because we work in levels on Unpaid and Underrated. That's how the game works. And once you pass all of the levels, you can get into the Master Dungeon. And when you're in the Master Dungeon, you can properly be appointed onto the Mount Rushmore of dungeon completers. So if you didn't know that is how that works.
That just that's pretty intuitive. So
yeah. The first question, comment, topic, I don't know. This is a Keith and Joey thing. Maps, unpaid or underrated?
Okay, are we talking like Maps, the app made by Apple, or Maps, the physical paper?
Maps, the concept. The concept of maps.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty underrated. Like, a map is pretty damn useful. As some guys that have been on a few road trips over the last couple of years,
yeah,
we've looked at a digital map a few times, haven't we, Tanner?
Shout out Lois and Clark, am I right?
I think we've had the conversation, though, where if this relied on a physical, like, how would you ever even decide
about
the places we're going?
where I'm like, we just turned on 4 different super highways in a quarter. Like, I'm like, you could never explain that without just Google Maps telling you where to go. Like, that would be, you would just never go that way because it would be so impossible.
No,
you'd never take the most efficient route.
Yeah, you'd be just taking the most obvious interstate that doesn't turn or do anything. And then on top of that, we're not going to roadside attractions or places. We're going to like random ass neighborhoods, which is also just another level of complexity to this whole thing. So yeah, maps.
So are you saying we didn't used to be a proper country?
Oh man, I know.
We used to be a proper country where we busted out the
where
paper
people could
map,
read a paper
unfolded
map.
it when it was in the back, the pocket behind the seat, in the back seat. If you didn't drive around in a vehicle that had a map in that pocket, you don't know what a proper country
and you'd
was.
bust that out, and you'd always get there. I don't know. Maybe it took you an extra 2, 3, or 4 hours, but you didn't
there. Really know that.
But that's
you didn't
the thing.
really
It
even
was
know that it took you
the bliss,
more time.
The bliss of travel, because you didn't know this is 3 hours away. It was just you were going, and you'd get there when you get there.
What I would say additionally, specifically about maps as it relates to Gym Radar wouldn't exist if not for maps, because maps, the certified training facility map, is what it was founded on, and that's really where the idea sprouted from. Now, when you go to the website, you could do a lot of stuff on the website that doesn't even involve the map, because ultimately we decided, wait, maybe a visual geographic representation of these gyms is not really the way you would most commonly search for these. That was a bit of a realization at a certain point where it's like, yeah, that's cool. And it is cool, and it is a cool tool, but it is just a tool. But it is the inspiration behind the whole thing, actually. Like, that's where without the map, it doesn't exist. So
Indeed.
For that reason, underrated, I think.
Thank you. All right, level 2. We're gonna really spice this up. I should have written more of these because I don't like any of them now that we're in it. But here we are.
Been there before.
Yeah. Shoot. Unpaid or underrated Squarespace. I know that you guys have. You guys shared some love for that and some comparison in the past, maybe in some greasy situations, but
that reminds me, this podcast is sponsored by Squarespace.
In the chat.
I'll say this: Squarespace, as long as you know what you're getting into, which actually most people like starting a Squarespace site don't know what they're getting into, so maybe this actually doesn't matter, but as long as you know the limitations and the tool you're getting into, it's actually pretty damn good. I do websites for clients and I actually don't use Squarespace like ever. I a couple times have used it. as a store because I just know their store system so well, and Shopify is just a beast of a system. But, you know, if you just need to get a simple website up and going, you could do a lot worse than Squarespace. So with that being said, in my opinion, it's probably actually underrated. Tanner, what do you think?
I don't know if I have the least of a leg to stand on in the conversation in the group here, and I recognize that. Although I am pretty familiar with Squarespace. I'm not familiar with anything else to compare it to. What I would say, as someone that doesn't know how to do anything with creating a site, I could go create a Squarespace website for Tanner's
Cool ass
really
truck
straight
parts.
guy. I'm a really straight guy, but I also mow lawns for a living. Website. I could create that website, and I could have that website up and probably looking pretty serviceable in like not that much time. Like in that day, I could have something by the end of the day you look at it and be like, no, Tanner does seem to be really straight and the lawn mowing business both. I can tell by his website.
I'm buying it.
So when are we getting that on Jim Radar? That's the real question.
Yeah.
You know, the Squarespace affiliate, that could hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say, even as someone that doesn't know shit about shit, it definitely has its limit. Even things that even with my limited thing that I run into things, I'm like, I can't, not really getting able to do the thing I want to do.
I really can't tell people I'm very straight.
It's not really hammering the point home.
Yeah, it's just not getting it across.
Yeah.
So where do we land there? Straight Tanner.
I'm wondering what the perception is. I don't know what the perception is. That's
Well,
what I like to think
I
about.
think you have to come back to the rules of unpaid and underrated.
Right.
Tanner.
Well, Keith's rules. So I am saying it's underrated. This is Keith. What is Taylor's version? This is Keith's version, and I'm saying
yes.
for that reason, I'm saying it's underrated.
Yeah.
Because it's good.
Yes. Because that's what the word means.
Yeah.
And we do support that on the podcast. That is a full, all three of us, the three horsemen, we all would agree to that.
What's your take though?
Oh, I've used it. You hit a wall real fast though.
Yeah.
You hit walls real fast. So it is underrated, but for the walls that I've hit, it is very underrated. It makes me very angry.
Yes.
I could definitely.
But like
see
my wife's website, I was like, I could build this. It will take. I don't need to though. Like I can just here. There's it's static. Just leave it. I don't want to CSS. Like and it people see it and they're like, it looks great. And I was like, cool. Have you seen Jim Radar? It's even better. Like,
it only took.
Could we get a link to
make
Jim Radar on our website, like in the footer?
Huh?
Could we get a link
we
to
can.
Jim Radar on there?
We definitely could do that. She would never notice. So yeah, we can put that anywhere we want. All the buttons will now lead to Jim Radar. We can definitely do that. Yeah, that's good for the family. And last thing. This could be divisive. This might be a terrible question to ask you guys. Equipment requests, unpaid or underrated?
You know, you could
That's
say
a double-edged sword.
It is.
That's exact. It's a hard one.
You could say that's the beauty of Jim Radar is that it's taking equipment requests because, I don't know, has anyone ever made a system online that takes equipment requests before? And has it created a lot of work for us? Yes. Has it created a lot of stress for us? Yes. Does it make Jim Radar good? Probably, yeah. So,
what I remind myself with every piece that we add, any piece added is one piece that will be there for the next person. When they search it, it will pop up and they will say, oh my God, even that is on Jim Radar. And I do like that thought. Also, it is not an infinite world of equipment out there. I know it's a vast world.
I don't know, man.
I know.
Like infinite minus one.
Listen, all these companies that, start equipment and then you buy from them and then they kind of don't, fulfill it, but there's still a company that we have to have equipment for, even though you might never get it.
Here's a beauty peek behind the curtain. Even companies I don't want to do business with, they're still on Gym Radar.
It's true.
That's how comprehensive it is. Even someone that I'm like, no, you're blacklisted. I will never buy from you, and I will tell anyone that asks me not to buy from you. You're not going to come off of Gym Radar, though. Like, that's a real
and
thing.
we're not
like,
touching ratings. It is what it is.
Yes,
You're
that
there.
is what it is. I like it, though, probably. Like, I like it because it is a sweet tool for the user. It does, like what Tommy was right. We actually, as we live and breathe and speak at this moment, we got a pretty good handle on it currently.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also, even that's a double-edged sword, because we don't want it to get out of control, so we're so far down. But I always want new ones to be coming in, because that tells us, that's data too, that like people are requesting things. So it's good to see those coming in. I would say, Nate, you were correct when we originally started it took us about a day until we realized, wait a second, we need a cap on this. And that the cap of individual requests that any individual user could make per day.
Yeah, it was like the first day when someone had requested 60 pieces, and a lot of those 60 already existed, and it was just like, man, we can't do this every day with people and them throwing unlimited requests out there, and half of them already exist, so we're just populating their gym for them. Like this website will break if that's actually what happens.
Will break also along.
Or that's more what I mean.
Involved is going to fall apart.
We will not be here anymore if that's what this takes. Like it's
and Nate said, well, we're talking about this limit, and Nate's like, should we limit it to 5? And I think we're like, maybe we'll make it 20 or 15 or whatever it was. And we left that for a while until we're like, yeah, that 5 you talked about, let's do it the 5. The 5 sounds good. And actually the 5 functionally works really well. Like, you'd have to pull the audience on this, but the people that have a lot of requests, I think the 5 works for them. They make their 5, they regroup, come back another day, make 5 more if they've got, and they do that a few times, and then they've hit everything. And it forces them to prioritize their most important stuff first and make sure we get that added, and then we can get some of that tertiary Amazon crap in there. Basically, is what
the NutriGrip pull down that exists in 40 different brands that offers that.
Also, like, so everyone gets how it goes. Like, at this point, we're a decent bit over 6,000 pieces added in the database. For the major equipment companies that you think of that currently sell gym equipment, here's the caveats. Actually exist today, sell equipment in the United States. Those are the caveats.
You just throw the big names, Rep, Rogue, Titan, Bells of Steel, the big names. Like,
even go down the list to the next 10. We have pretty much every bit of equipment that they have.
Yeah, we basically don't get requests from them because we have their, like, if we get a request, it's because, we forgot to add their generic tricep push down bar or their generic lat pull down bar. And we'll add that, but we don't really get
most of the requests we are down to now are international companies that we almost barely knew existed. Amazon crap. And then some vintage, and it's mostly to like vintage machines now. And by vintage, it's just discontinued machines that the company doesn't even exist anymore. That's a majority of the requests.
Or it's vintage stuff and there's just not a good photo of it anywhere out there. So it's just actually hard to find documentation of this piece.
Yeah. We've done a lot of, I understand the market of equipment. The thing that blew my freaking mind compared to my expectation was the number of brands that even existed. I'm sure I threw around numbers at the beginning, like, we'll probably end up with 100 brands in here, and that should be pretty well cover it. And I can't even remember. It's like 5. We have
471 brands currently.
Here's the thing. If the history books are to be believed, do not start a fitness equipment company because your chances of surviving a decade have to be in the low single-digit percentage. I mean, this site is littered with the brands, littered with the bones of brands that did not survive their decade. Like, that is what this site has quickly turned into.
It's a graveyard of fitness equipment company brands.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's so many of them.
Here lies Body Masters, died of dysentery.
Yeah. It is hilarious because like I can think back to like when Tanner was like, we got 1,000 pieces, like we have everything, and it's just like we have 6,000 pieces of equipment.
I
That's
think
insane.
in our launch video we were saying, yep, there might be 2,500 pieces in this thing by the time we launch. Like I think we said a number like that, and yeah, to be over 6,000, we've added.
I guess the speculative thing is what does the number eventually get to? I can see where we are getting more comprehensive, and you can see what the requests whittle down to some of this more odd stuff. Like someday will it be to 10,000?
I
Once
think
we start adding belts and
that's what I was going to say.
wrist wraps.
What'll dictate that a lot is if we open
that
up
would
categories, belts, wraps, therapy, recovery tools, things like that. Like those would allow for some explosions of more pieces. But
And
when we
never
look at
say
it on our
never.
end, though, the numbers of people signing up every day stays relatively consistent,
Yeah.
and the number of new pieces that gets added is not scaling like the way it was for the first couple of weeks. And this is kind of a behind the scenes thing. I think within a week of us launching the site, Tanner, wasn't there a point where there was almost 500 pieces that were
Maybe
being
more.
requested? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was with
there were crazy
and that was with
numbers.
us like working on it hard. And it
We were
was just
kind
like
of freaked out about that for a while. Like, and then we're like, oh, we got stuff where we can't work on it every day. Like this could get to 1,000, and then our turnaround time is.
well, then it
how
looks
many
bad. Yeah,
weeks?
because you request a
Yeah.
piece and it's like, well, it's in the pile of 1,000. We'll get to it someday. And like, that's not a good user
Right.
experience either. But we had some things happen behind the scenes where we figured out some ways to clean that up and make it better.
So what was your answer, Tommy, on the equipment?
What was actually the
requests?
question though? What was the,
equipment requests,
Oh.
unpaid or underrated.
they're still underrated. We want them.
Yeah.
Bring them on.
Yep.
We got time for one more because I do have one that I kind of want to hear Tanner go off on.
We better do one more. We always
Okay.
got time for one more.
All right, always time for one more. Unpaid or underrated? Because you guys are new to this. This is a thing that I've lived and breathed for 10 years, and this is a new world that gets opened up to you. Unpaid or underrated tech support.
So I do a little bit of this in my job, but it's also a little different level here.
Yep.
Tanner is our primary tech support lead. Tanner, take it away.
Yeah, and
Which is insane to
This is a warm
say out
body.
loud.
When you email Jim Radar, it's a warm body.
Yeah, we're not. It's not. You're not getting some Chat GPT service, some chat bot. You're getting warm bodies.
And that's
So
what
I'm-
I love about Jim Radar. Yeah.
I'm the first line of defense if you have a tech question.
Mostly the only line of defense, really. Tanner's on his
Yeah,
own.
because I just ignore all of them when they come to me. Not my problem.
And we've had this internal communication. Here's what I've learned about it is I'll say 9 times out of 10, it is a user error, and they just figure it out. Like they ask the question first, and then most of the time, by the time you respond, they have figured it out because it was I don't know, maybe user error is a harsh way of putting it, but like the answer was there. They just didn't understand what the answer was yet. Maybe, like, I don't know if you call that user error or what that is, but the solution to their problem existed. They just didn't know how to use it, or
We weren't there yet.
Yeah, they weren't there yet, and then they usually figure it out in short order. It doesn't require very much work. Sometimes there's head scratchers though, where I'm like, I don't even know. I can't even answer you because I can't even possibly understand what you're trying to do right now.
I don't know what the problem even is, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and usually I just try to respond politely and like in a way that we're here to help, and most of the time I don't really actually do anything helpful and it all works out. I don't know.
Welcome to IT, man. That's what you now understand the function of the business. The second you call us, it all gets fixed and it's not a problem.
That's kind of the way it goes a lot of the time.
You're now the IT guy standing over someone's shoulder, Tanner. How's the power feel?
Oh, this is why you guys like it. We really haven't had many bugs, right? Like I just since since we've been live there, most of the time when it comes up, it's not anything that's our fault or that needs to be fixed. Then there hasn't been near as many lately too. Like I think when it was brand new and we had this huge surge and people were figuring it out and maybe they haven't watched our video yet, they haven't looked into anything. It seemed like right away when I was like, oh my gosh, what is this going to be like this all the time? And I think that tech support stuff is kind of, I don't know, maybe there's enough examples out there of other people doing it that they figured out. I'm not sure, but it just doesn't come up quite as often, which is sweet.
So tech support, Tanner.
Yeah.
Unpaid
Oh,
or underrated?
that's unpaid.
Oh.
That's like having to do it is unpaid.
It's literal unpaid work. Like,
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but it's a piece of the puzzle, and you want people to be happy users and stuff, so you still have to do it. But yeah, it's unpaid though.
Yeah, it is. It's hard
Nope.
work. Well, Tommy, do you wanna give a ruling here?
no.
Okay.
Did we pass?
I don't think I'm.
You did
You're the one running the show. I don't think I'm qualified to give a ruling here.
I mean,
You're the objective third party. I can't give a Tanner a.
I'm anything but objective. These are my bosses. I'm only allowed to say good things. It is funny. All this to say, for many years, I would be approached at like church or just family or things, and it's like, they'd come up to me like, and everyone in the crew's probably experienced this of just like, do you like work for these guys or something? Like,
Now you're
do
like,
you guys,
yes.
like, I do. I have a working relationship with these fellas. Like we've built stuff and like it's legitimate. Like it's not just, no, I just talk about them all the time, wear their t-shirts, post about them constantly. No, now it's actually like,
You actually have an
I did-
easy
like, we have
explanation now. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't know. Easy. Don't go that far, Tommy.
Well, you can just say yes, and they'll go, okay.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of reservations about the unpaid,
Oh yeah.
like tearing down the unpaid wall.
Well, it's a private offshore, like it's a whole,
Yeah, there's a system to like it's
yeah,
still
there's a whole.
as far as the United States government's concerned, everyone here is unpaid.
Yes.
That's
Because
what we have.
don't like them. Is that what unpaid means? I don't know.
That's what we have BW tax for.
Yes. Yeah. Warm body. Hey, well, I want you guys to know. You guys have passed unpaid and underrated. Congratulations to you guys. 5 stars on my gym radar of unpaid and underrated.
5 out of 5 in terms of performance, build quality, and value.
Oh, brother, the value stars. If I could give you 6, I'd give them to you.
Excellent. Well, Tommy, I think we both say great work, Big Nate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nate, you did
Thank
it.
you. I did it. We did it. We did it
Yeah.
together.
Team
It's
effort.
a team effort. We couldn't be here without you two. No, I appreciate it. Listen, crew, people listening, all it takes is building a lot of really dumb websites
For half a decade.
making a ton of really dumb videos and posting in a Discord constantly, and maybe someday you'll get to build a really cool website with some people that you think are pretty cool. So you set your heart to it, never give up, follow your dreams, and blip on my radar, please.
Well said. All right. Thanks, Big Nate.
Thank you, guys.
See you, Nate.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Cool beans.
There it is.
Found this cool beans there, didn't you?
Fresh, cool beans.
Those are svelte cool beans.
Am I right?
All right, Gym Radar. If you're not on Gym Radar yet and you listen to this entire
What
thing,
the hell are
if you have
you
a home
doing?
gym, you're a listener of our podcast, you've listened to us talk about Gym Radar for so long and you haven't signed up on Gym Radar yet, I mean, come on. Get signed up. Do we have any ad action? That
Yes. This episode. Actually, I got 2 ads here.
What's your other one? I could pop one of those out too.
You can do. I'll do Juggernaut, and you can do Build Fast.
Okay.
This episode is brought to you by Juggernaut AI. Juggernaut AI is the smartest program for you. Since 2009, Juggernaut has been your trusted training resource, helping tens of thousands of athletes reach their goals. And just one of those athletes happens to be me. And Juggernaut has been helping me reach my goals. Here's how it works. You tell the app all about yourself and your goals, your lifting goals, what you're trying to do. And from there, it's going to create an individualized program made specifically for you. And that's going to be targeted around your preferences in frequency, days that you want to lift, the type of training you want to do to a certain extent. And from there, it's going to spit out that program, and it's going to make adjustments for you every step of the way. You're going to check in with the app before each training session, after each set, and at the end of each training session, you're going to give things ratings, talk to it, tell it how it's going, and it's going to make adjustments for you to give you the best program so you can get the most out of your training. Juggernaut AI is the training I've been using for the last several years. I highly recommend it, whether, even if this wasn't an ad, I would still highly recommend it. And here's what you need to do. JuggernautAI.app, that is their website. Use code Massenomics and you can save 10% on the lifetime of your membership. That brings it from like $35-ish a month to about $32-ish a month. And if you're looking just for some programming, I think it is money well spent. JuggernautAI.app. Check it out.
This episode is also brought to you by Build Fast Formula. Check them out at buildfastformula.com. Level up your life with innovative, clinically dosed, and research-backed supplements that just friggin' work. And that's what supplements should do, is just friggin' work. You deserve it. You've earned it. Treat yourself at buildfastformula.com. Whether it's a pre-workout, they've got their Vaso Blitz, which is their nitric oxide support supplement. They've got their Full Blitz, which is their fully loaded caffeinated pre-workout supplement. They've got creatine monohydrate powder that you can get there, and the protein powder, which I use on a daily basis. A few different flavors on the protein powder. I don't want you to forget this part, though. If you take anything away from this ad, discount code Massenomics will save you on every order over at BuildFast. BuildFastFormula.com. We've been at this for a while, Tommy.
Is that like in the figurative sense or like actually tonight?
Well, in all senses, really. I mean, let me put it this way. As a guy that is extremely straight,
let it be on the record.
This episode for quite a while here tonight.
Okay, I
don't know if I've made that abundantly clear this episode.
I don't want there to be any confusion here. No one should question this.
My wife can vouch for me, okay?
I'll toss in one more quick segment here.
A little quick hitter.
This is a sports and books segment.
We got to do. Let's end it on sports and books. That's a good.
We almost need. Kind of amazing. We don't have music, playing music for sports and books. It's one of the few.
We can work on that.
Yeah, one of the few segments.
I mean, temporarily. Do we just want a temporary?
Yeah.
Something like
just kind of set the stage.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna pick an old favorite here. Let's see. Is this? What's this one? No, not that. What's this? No, not that.
Well, it kind of is the twins. The sports and the books are kind of the twins.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Yep. I like that logic.
With the twins. There it is.
So the sports and the books are the twins, obviously.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Books. Don't have much to report on the actual book part, but I did see Project Hail Mary, which is related.
I was really curious to hear if you watched it. I've heard really good things. What's the report?
It is a good movie. What I kept thinking, I went to it with my wife, talked her into going to it with me.
We can't give any spoilers, probably.
No, and I'm not going to talk about the story at all. I did think multiple times, though, that if I hadn't read the book, I think I would be a little confused several times during the movie.
You think so?
Because there's a lot that goes on during the book where the character is talking to himself. Like, that's kind of how it progressed the story a lot of the time.
Is there narration like that?
No, there's not really any narration because I was curious how they would do that, because I'm like, well, there could be things of like, a lot of visual clues on screen. He could be talking to himself. Like, there could be other characters with dialogue that like make things super obvious. Like, sometimes movies get guilty of making it way too obvious.
Right.
It's like,
come on. Like, they literally tell the story.
Yeah.
Like, kind of in a way.
And so I was curious how they would do this. There was a lot of times where I'm like, man, if you didn't know, like there's times where there was a visual clue and I'm like, they're not exactly making that super obvious, or like they just say something once in passing.
But if you don't know it, do you just not? Is it just like?
Well, because we got done.
Are you just oblivious to it though? And you're like, okay, I guess I
don't know. But we got done, and my wife was just like, I'm just kind of confused on a lot of parts there, and I'm like, I actually can totally understand that. I can totally see that.
Whereas you knew everything that was. Like,
I did know everything. Yeah, I will say they stayed pretty faithful to the book. There was just a couple spots where they changed it a little bit. But nothing in a way that I thought was like egregious, or like part of it I think was in the name of time. Like it's already almost a 3-hour movie. And there was a couple things where, they definitely speeded this up or they skipped this. But like, they don't need a 4-hour movie. So I can understand that. But it was good. It was good. If you read the book, you should absolutely, go see it and you will like it a lot. That was my biggest takeaway is for people that didn't read the book, I can see how you might not enjoy it as much. It does look really, this is the one thing for me is there was a lot of times where the things were happening. I'm like, man, is that what you were picturing? This actually aligns with my visual model of this thing. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised, because sometimes that's what you think in your head, and then you're like, oh, that's what they did with that. And sometimes it is an artistic decision where like, no, we just don't want it to look like that because on a movie set that would look dumb or whatever. But there was a lot of things where I'm like, no, that actually, the way they described it in the book painted a pretty good mental picture of that. And then what they did in the movie aligns with that perfectly.
I'm going to ask this in a way that it doesn't spoil anything, even if you don't know anything. I mean, if you've seen a trailer, it would. I actually haven't even watched the trailer, so I don't know. But like the secondary character, not the main character of the story, what I'll call the secondary character, the visual representation of him did it seem good? Like, does it seem like do you get sucked into like?
I thought it worked. I didn't have any problems with it. I thought it worked. I thought it.
Also, how do they do that for you watching? Like, is there subtitles or is there just a transition point and then you like, you know what I'm saying?
That was another one where the book goes into quite a bit of explanation on how that works.
Right.
And here they don't really do that. And I realized after a while, I'm like, oh, there's some very faint visual clues as to what's going on. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's just like, all right, we've moved on and we've figured this out, and you don't really think about it. And it's kind of confusing because it just sort of happens naturally, but without spoiling anything, it's
right. I'm following.
But I was curious how they would establish that part of the story, and they do it quickly, but it's smooth and it kind of tricks you into just going along with it. Okay.
I really want to see it. Yeah, I don't know. I literally don't know if I will get to see it when it's still in the movie theater. I'm guessing I probably won't be able to. I don't know when I possibly could, but
like when we're going, like the hype, I didn't want to hype this up too much to her because I'm like, oh, I was obviously a fan of it and I was into it. Right. I'm like, I don't want you to think this is going to be the best movie ever. And you're like, and like before we go in, the guy at the concessions, he's like, oh, Project Hail Mary. Oh, it's amazing. You guys are going to love this. The guy working. Yeah. And then while we're in there, it's just groups of guys just keep piling into the theater. And my wife's like, geez, actually quite few people at this on a Tuesday night. And I'm like, that's kind of a big deal. And I mean, it was like the first time I've been to a movie. Well, typically we go to kids' movies, but it's the first time I've been to a movie in a while where there was actually like a fairly full
people are excited about it. Yeah. I assumed that even Western Northeast South Dakota was going to be busy there for a while.
I would think. And it was an interesting group. It was, 95% men between the ages of what I would describe as probably 16 and 60 that were all in there.
That makes sense to me though.
Mm-hmm. It tracks.
So you'd give it if
I had to assign a number to a movie. The problem here is I haven't rated enough movies lately to really think of what my 10s are. Right. It's in that 7 to 8 range, somewhere in there for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Somewhere right in there.
All right. Someday I want to follow up and say that I watched it too. That's my goals. #goals. All right. Anything else for this week's episode before we put a bow on
technically,
it?
sports and books, you have to have a sports segment.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
really
that's
have
true.
much sports, though. There's
Well,
college
it's
basketball
March
going
Madness.
on. Yeah, watch that.
I don't know shit about it hardly. I haven't been watching anything.
I've paid some attention, but yeah, not enough to have much actual comment. Actually, I did watch a few games this past. The games were on in my house this past weekend, and I caught a couple that went down to the buzzer. And it is always fun to catch those, especially when you don't care at all about the teams. You're like, nope, I just want to see something fun. And so there was a few that ticked that box.
I went to first track meet of the season last night.
Already? It's the end of
Indoor
March,
season.
I guess.
Yeah. I like track, so
I do like track
track's
too.
good. Track's good to watch.
They had the indoor track championships on TV like a week or two ago, and I can always watch track on TV.
Yep.
It's fun.
Races are fun.
I mean,
There's
the long ones can be a little, I mean, sometimes though it is a finish at the end, but
the
sprinting
mile isn't too bad.
Mile isn't too bad. 800's always really good.
The mile is, a 5-minute race, so like give or take, so it's not bad. The sprints are obvious, 1, 2, and 4 are highly dramatic in that way, but yeah, track. Am I right?
Track.
Now it's a official sports and book segment.
Yep, did it.
We do have YouTube videos. The last one that we published as the time of recording was Gunnar Peterson's gym tour. An absolute insane gym. Watching that video, like, it just is insane. You can't wrap your head around that unless you watch that video. So do not miss that one. And then the one that comes out next, and kind of sharp contrast, is this small, relatively garage gym that is just jam-packed. As much as you could possibly get in a garage gym is in there for strongman, powerlifting, anything like that, vintage stuff. A cool collection with a lot of cool stories. So do not miss that one. And then our crew supporting mailer gift. If you're a supporting member, we're going to have coming out sometime this spring. We've got this gift that we're working on. We're actually working on moving towards getting that ordered soon. So you're gonna, I'm not giving you the notification of the line in the sand yet, but I would just say if you're not signed up yet, you're going to have to get signed up really soon, because we are going to approach that line in the sand where you're going to miss out on this, or we won't order enough for you, or what. You will have to put that line somewhere, and you're going to want to get it signed up now because it's going to be fun. And if you don't end up with one, you will feel like you're on the wrong side of history on that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to please check out gymradar.com and follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See you.